Good morning and welcome to the VSA Morning Miner. It's Monday, the 5th of September, and I'm joined by Paul Rankin. Paul, how are you doing today?
It's very fine, thank you, and very nice day outside looks like too.
Yeah, although some biblical thunderstorms overnight. Some of that thunder was, I think, the loudest I've ever heard. I don't know whether you got that in where
I
you are.
slept through the whole thing, I'm afraid.
All right. Should we start with the news out from Jubilee Metals?
Yes, that's right. They've got their Project Roan, which is their copper project in Zambia that they've been working on for some time now. That is now up and running at commercial levels. They said it's completed to nameplate throughput of 110 tons an hour. To produce copper concentrates for their Sable refinery. They're targeting to get it ramped up so that it should be able to produce at least 10,000 tons of copper per year in a 12-month period. And that would be about a 4 times increase on total copper production that they expect between now and the end of this year. So they had invested something in the neighborhood of 40 million sterling in order to get to this production rate and stage. So we'll see how successful they are at getting it up to a constant state of production.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jubilee's been impressive at delivering on these expansion projects over the last few years, and looks like the exposure to PGMs has helped them over the last few months, particularly as those underlying commodity prices have held up better than some of the industrial metals. And
Yes,
so,
this
although their share price is up a little bit, it's not as bad as some of the natural resources peers.
this also diversifies them into not only another commodity being copper, but also into a different African country as well, with the commercial production rates then in Zambia to add to their South African output.
Yep. Let's move on. Shanta Gold's interim results are out today as well.
Yes, that's right. We've got slightly lower revenues out from Shanta, just under $52 million US on the half versus just almost 59 million in the prior year ago period. And a final dividend declared of 0.1 pence per share, and an interim dividend also of 0.1 pence that was paid or will be paid in November. All-in sustaining costs came in at US $1,292 an ounce, and that's a significant improvement from the $1,521 an ounce that it was in the first quarter. And with the actual quarterly number, all-in sustaining was $1,142 an ounce. So yeah, nice improvement there from a quarter-on-quarter basis. Cash position down slightly because they do have this capital commitment underway on building this next mine at Singida. So the cash now standing at 14.3 million US. And they have a relatively flat amount of VAT refund still owing from the Tanzanian government. That currently stands at 27.7 million.
Yes, although, as you say, gold price affecting top line there, and that's definitely impacted the share price as well. Although there's pretty impressive recovery in the AISC, so maybe that should lead to some recovery in the shares over the next few weeks. That's good performance.
And gold production came back at just about 29,000 ounces, and that is really very flat from on a year-on-year basis. So they're maintaining their production quite nicely here while they build Singida.
Yep. Anything else you've seen this morning, Paul?
Yes, we had interim results out from Cora Gold as well, and that the big story there on Cora was the increase in the mineral resource estimate for the Sanancora gold project in this period. That now stands at just at 25 million tons, grading 1.15 grams per ton. Oxide gold cutoff grade 0.4, which is relatively high. They may be able to reduce that as they get into further detailed studies on Sanancora. But the DFS is expected to be finished yet this quarter, and we'll see whether or not they do adjust that resource cutoff grade as a result. Cash position just over $2 million, and the interim loss up slightly on the increased spend, of course, for the DFS at 976,000.
Great. There we go. Anything else, Paul, or should we call it a day there?
That's good for now.
Great. All right. Back tomorrow. Thanks very much.
Okay, see you then.